everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. We're going to continue the Genial Samuel documentary, Chris Chan, A Comprehensive History. Just wanted to point out the ghoul has changed slightly since the end of last episode. For whatever reason, if I have an active ghoul posted and I modify any of the notifications or add a new one, it fucks up the ghoul display. So I went through and I looked at the amount at the end of the episode from 2 episodes ago, and then went through each dono from yesterday and added it up, and this actually is correct, the 421.58. We got an uphill climb, but if you want to help out with the ghoul, it's pinned in the chat there. That would be most appreciated, but not required. Oh, is it not in the chat? God, I'm a mess. Another part of that is that YouTube hides it from me. Oh, and also, do you remember that cool thing where, like, if you had a stream open before it started, and then the stream started, it would play the stream automatically? Well, apparently that doesn't work anymore for many people. Not for me. I have my own stream up, and I start, and I can't. The stream doesn't start until I refresh the page. It's crazy. Anyone else see that? YouTube works so great for a website that's been around since what, like 2006? I think the website started in 2005, but I think it opened to the public in 2006. Anyway, let's get right into it. Here we go. This is the real part 74. Last time I played the April Fool's part 74, and at first I was like, what the hell is this? Because they used some AI that was already dated. So, all right, here we go.
On October 15th, 2019, Christine shared a link on Twitter to a page on the fundraising site GoFundMe, which aimed to gather funds for her trip to the My Little Pony-themed convention, BabsCon. A Twitter user asked why did she not get a job instead to make money, to which she wrote that she was unemployable because of online haters, and that she was already constantly employed as a goddess. The Twitter user returned to reply that she would be fine if she left the internet and got a job pushing trolleys at a supermarket, and that she was not unhireable, but lazy instead. Chris wrote back that she was not lazy, but busy instead. Kristen blocked her critic. At the same time, artist Ben Saint continued to develop his comic story to...
Okay, it's funny, the April Fool's one starts exactly the same as this one. I'm like, hey, didn't I already watch this one? It's like, no, this is the real one, so we won't get the drastic change in Christine's personality.
Focus on slime and slime-based characters, much to the dislike of Chris, who told him to go back to making stories about Saint's original characters, Phantom Horn and Strawberry Milk. On October 16th, Chris's devout follower and love interest, Jacob Sockness, proposed that she should remove all tiers on her Patreon, wherein people paid less than $20 per month, because it was uneconomical. He then vowed to pay for the orders himself, disregarding his trip to her house to instead try help her get the household out of debt. Later that day, Christine notified her paying supporters on Patreon that she managed to catch up with back orders of Sonichu comic books to be sent to her patrons, though she skipped the personally signed requests. As recompense for those who had paid for signed copies of her books, she would send to them her custom-made Sonichu-themed expansion pack for the MLP-themed trading card game Twilight Sparkle's Secret Shipfic folder.
Yeah, we notice here that Chris Chan is incapable of creating new things. The most creative thing Chris Chan can do is take things that already exist and, like, meld them together as one thing. That's the extent of Chris Chan's creativity.
At this time, Christine continued to busy herself creating more original cards based around the Sonichu universe, including one dedicated to Sturbanchu, a Sonichu created by the Idea Guys, and Robert Chu. The Idea Guys influenced Sonichu incarnation of her father, Bob Chandler. On October 19th, Chris commented on an update to a comic created by one of her enablers, Rosie Lilichu, which focused on Lilichu's original character, Liliana. writing that she would prefer to see more than the 1 page per month of the story as was declared by the artist. Also on that day, a user on Reddit posted about his and his brother's experience with meeting Christine when they surprised her with a visit to her home, posting a photo they took together. He mentioned that she smelled a little like marijuana, though it is unconfirmed whether she was partaking in the substance again at that time. The Reddit user later posted an audio recording of their meeting on YouTube.
Hey, you Christine Chandler?
Yes.
Hello. We live in the area. Sorry to bother you, but we've been fans for a few years and stuff, and
Thank you.
thought we'd kind of give some gifts.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah. It's nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
I remember this too. So this is also in the April Fool's one, right? I remember the wailing in the background. I'm like, what is that noise? Someone or something is wailing in the background.
Yeah. Anyway, how you been?
Been doing all right.
Is it a dog? I think it's a dog.
Cool.
Been doing very well, you know, just having to cope with the events of the
Yeah,
marriage and everything.
I heard about the situation with the guy. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Oh, well, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all cool.
We're all looking out for your best interests, and you definitely had our support, so.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
love your blue eyes.
Oh, appreciate it. I like your blue and green eyes. They're really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So, anyway, is it cool if you get a selfie or something, or?
Later that day, according to messages she sent to her friend via Discord, Chris's mother, Barbara, began experiencing high blood pressure and asked to be taken to the emergency room of a hospital, where it was determined that there was nothing wrong with her.
Huh. So she thought she was having high blood pressure, but there was actually nothing wrong. Weird.
Chris believed it was a combination of stress and the incoming magic energies of Dimension
Oh,
C197.
Yep, those magic energies.
Also on that day, Jacob Sockness wrote
Oh, Jacob Sockness.
that he was not destined for a normal life, as he was currently chasing after his love, who was also a goddess, over the internet. Chris wrote that she too would not have a normal life, asking what normal truly meant. Jacob then shared a photo of two individuals cosplaying as the Marvel character Deadpool and horror movie icon Michael Myers, respectively, asking if he and Chris could kiss like that during their attendance at BabsCon. Christine replied that she did not want to cosplay as Deadpool or a zombie, but was open to kissing Sockness in the future.
Oh,
Sockness then posted photos of certification certifying that he was free of sexually transmitted diseases for her.
oh my
At
God.
around the same time,
Imagine
Twitter
that.
user Righteous for Quick, a supporter of Chris, posted a combined photo of himself wearing a Michael Myers mask with makeup on and Christine standing against the transgender flag, taking part in the Twitter hashtag campaign to declare that trans rights were human rights. Righteous later created his own card for Twilight Sparkle's secret chipfic folder depicting himself and directed Chris to it on Twitter, but did not receive a response. On October 25th, she received her new custom-ordered decks of cards for the MLP-themed game containing the cards she designed. Also on that day, she discovered on her front porch the book The Legend of the 10 Elemental Masters by Alalilia, a game developer who had gained online notoriety amongst forum subcultures some 10 years prior due to his eccentricities. Finally, on that day, Chris criticized Matt Groening and Seth MacFarlane, the creators of the animated series The Simpsons and Family Guy, respectively, for maintaining the unaging and youthful appearances of their characters when they have in fact grown up since their conception. Lisa Simpson, for example, was allegedly an adult by then who was set to become the next president of the United States in 2020. She claimed the creators were doing so for monetary gain, and it was criminal of them to mischronicle their OCs. Chris admitted that she used to act the same, but was reconciling, making amends, and dealing with many original characters across dimensions. On October 26th, Christine livestreamed on YouTube for 91 minutes, playing the card game Twilight Sparkle's secret chipfic folder, utilizing her own custom-made expansion decks of cards.
It took me a long time to set all this up, you know, so yeah, as you can see, I have a few lovely big boxes for my secret shipfix folder cards now. That's how tall this pony deck is gonna be. The 1 out of 3 decks, it's gonna be this big. Now that's a mighty meaty sandwich. But yeah, you go.
I normally hear coyotes howling all night, and it is the stuff of nightmares. It is one of the creepiest sounds you can imagine.
I'm pretty much going to demonstrate a game of Twilight Sparkle's secret shipfic folder, albeit played solitaire, which I have been able to figure out recently. And in case you're wondering what that was, that's our cat, Baby. Our gold cat, Baby.
Yeah, the cat is in...
He has a bit of a nasal problem.
The cat needs to go to the vet.
He's all right, okay? We're taking care of him.
Looks like you're playing cards.
Don't ask about that. Don't troll me about that. Do not troll me about that. Oh, wait a minute. That happened. Why not? Oh boy. Okay, let's do a shotgun wedding now between Romeo and Sturdy. What? Oh, why not?
Here, I'll play a sample for anyone who's not familiar with the way a coyote sounds. Here they are. I'm just playing it from here. Doesn't sound like a dog, does it? Looks like a dog. I mean, it is. I mean, it can procreate with a domesticated dog.
Hello, Sylvia. There's our cat, Sylvia. Meow, meow, meow. Stay off the table. And you can see how big this shipping grid can get, and this is why you need a card table, or, you know, where the center point is an arm's length. Now you see, stay off the table. Ah, thank you. Yay, game over. Of course, this is more fun when you got more than two. You got more than one player, and you're essentially clearing ships off of the board. Especially when you got one this full. This is full.
I have a heavy bag here for you to put in the trash.
I'll get to you in a moment, Mom. I love you. And I love you all. Be safe. See you next time.
You could literally have a half coyote, half corgi. It probably wouldn't happen naturally, though. A coyote would probably kill a corgi and eat it. But like artificially, yeah, that or like a domesticated coyote. There are coyotes that are like domesticated. That and so like there's all sorts of like half coyote, half dog breeds, but they're normally like half German Shepherd or something like that.
Boop.
Bigger dogs will sometimes get impregnated.
At the same time, QB Farms user Duff conducted an interview with Ellie Hirschberg, who had created several fundraising campaigns to fund Christine's travels. Hirschberg wrote that he loved Jacob Sockness and was waiting on Chris's permission to engage in a three-person polyamorous relationship involving himself, Chris, and Jacob. Ali said that he was banned from QB Farms for his dedication to Christine, and that he fully believed in the dimensional merge after Christine gifted him with special powers, which allowed his third eye to begin opening. Publicly, Hirschberg hoped to save enough money to attend BabsCon in California and meet with Christine, calling her his friend who gave him his psychic abilities. On October 27th, a Twitter user whose original character was made into a Twilight Sparkle's secret chipfic folder card revealed that they had played the card game in person with Christine, who gifted them a selection of the cards. Chris also sent cards to other Twitter acquaintances whose OCs were depicted in her custom decks. This included Jacob Sockness, who received 2 cards for the game, as well as a greeting card proposing her love for him.
Oh my god. I forgot that these two actually kind of had a long-distance romance. I remember Sockness would respond to like almost every tweet to Chris Chan. So there was a few times, we would do a stream about Chris Chan, and Sockness would respond to the Twitter post about the stream. He was obsessed. probably more mentally unstable than Christine. I wonder what he's up to these days.
In which she wrote that her mother, Barbara, was holding on to a dolphin necklace that Sockness had sent to her, and that his donated money was used on fresh food. The next day, Chris shared the discovery of a convenience store called 812, riffing on the 7-Eleven convenience store chain. Since it was located in Jersey, the purported location of Gotham City of the DC Comics universe, she took it as a sign of the oncoming dimensional merge. She then went to her Magichan account and posed as her supposed husband and shared the recent convenience store tweet Chris wrote herself, confirming further signs of the merge. Christine then reasoned with a Twitter user who reasoned that Gotham could not be merged because it was not located in Dimension C-197, since she had mentioned the World Trade Center Twin Towers existed in the aforementioned dimension, yet were not referred to in any work from DC Comics. Chris argued that the Twin Towers in the alternate dimension fell long before, and that they were not mentioned in the comics because they were not properly chronicled. She then took back her previous claims and stated that the Twin Towers never existed in C-197, attributing her misspeaking to everything happening that day, making her mind, body, and soul busy. The enablers, Sarah and Steve, then proclaimed that they were frightened after Christine's recent posts regarding the coming merge. She came to quell their concerns. Jacob then wrote that he dreamed of Christine, the most heavenly goddess, and his beautiful one true love, every night, for she was the only one who could soothe the soul of a fire-breathing dragon that was himself. Chris admitted that she may have the power to tame such a dragon god, but confessed that Jacob was not one, and merely a sorcerer and channeler, closing by telling him she had a rough and active day, and was too tired to think. At the same time, Righteous for Quick posted a short looping clip of himself feeling cute after sending prayers to Christine. The next day, a user on Reddit posted a drawing that Chris made of her alleged neighbor and his cat on September 1st, 2018, claiming to share it online for the first time, though it had been posted on Kiwi Farms shortly after its creation. On October 31st, Chris noted for her followers that it was Halloween, writing that the dimensional iron curtain between dimensions was really thin. During that same day, her online friend and enabler, Maker Nightvy, argued with Ben Saint about his continued use of Chris's characters and using his comics to mess with her. Saint angrily rejected Maker's claims, writing that he was writing an important story. Christine came to Ben's defense, revealing that even before he began writing about the events of the comic, her character Nightstar had already met with Saint's characters Phantom Horn and Strawberry Milk and sent them to investigate the slime situation. She elaborated that herself and even her family were already involved with the situation, and Ben was only drawing and sharing the events as he was fated to do, though he was criticized for deviating into an alternate timeline where he explored other themes she didn't like. Nevertheless, those events too were apparently fated to happen. Later on, Sockness tweeted at Chris a photo of a significant collection of free condoms. Chris did not respond. Maker Nightvy asked her directly if Jacob was visiting her, as he had previously pledged he would. She replied that he was not coming to her house at that time. On November 1st, Righteous for Quick posted a doctored photo of himself in full Michael Myers attire and another individual at a Halloween party, with Christine photoshopped in to stand beside him, wishing that he could meet her. Chris did not respond to his post. Also on that day, Sarah and Steve publicly defended Jacob Sockness, as he had confessed to saying threatening things while angry and was ultimately not a risk or danger to anyone. Chris agreed with their statement. Sarah and Steve then suggested that devoted followers and believers of Christine may call themselves Quickens, who practice Quickenism.
Quickenism.
Chris commented that like archivers and students of her activities, or Christorians, her religious-like followers should also have a dedicated term to call themselves. She reflected that Christians and Buddhists were named after the leading figures of their religions, but in Chris's case, she identified as many things, such as console patron unit, possible goddess to the Sonichu and Rosechu species of Pokemon, as well as a possessor of a slew of other powers in Dimensions 1218 and C-197. After thinking about the topic further, she concluded that quickenism did not sound right for her, eventually considering the terms followers of Christian Sonichu, Fox, and Fockwix as possibilities, but felt that her followers could come up with something better. She soon after checked the thesaurus and found devotee as a suitable synonym for worshipper, thusly creating the term devotees of Christian Sonichu, or docs. On November 2nd, Christine tweeted about the vision she had in which her mother, Barbara, was not part Sonichu or Rosechu, and that after a few years, she would pass on and be reincarnated as a special female Rosechu. Also on that day, Kiwi Farms user, The American Hedgehog, posted 3 newly made Twilight Sparkles secret chipfic folder cards that were shared with him by some unknown Twitter followers of Chris. 2 of these featured photographs of interiors and exteriors of her house with drawings of her alleged spouses, Sylvana Rosechu and Mewtwo, superimposed over them. The third featured a background image of Barbara standing in a room with her past husband, Bob Chandler, in his Sonichu form, seemingly standing next to her.
And the text is covering her
On November
face.
3rd,
That's so janky.
Jacob Sockness shared an article which claimed that the Kiwi Farms willingly hosted future killers and had led to the suicides of 4 individuals, branding Joshua Moon, or Null, the site's administrator, the possible devil in the flesh. Kristen responded to Sockness's claims regarding Kiwi Farms, noting that not everyone on the site was evil, and there was some genuine good among the remainder. However, she did apparently recognize that there was evil in Null's eyes, and thought it best for people to begin to take down the Kiwi Farms permanently. Sarah and Steve then attempted to create a rift between Christine and Maker Nightv after Maker asked Jacob about Null's actions, conceivably as a means to develop a closer relationship to Sockness, who was being encouraged by Maker and others to be thought of as an untrustworthy individual. Jacob further wrote that his cross-dimensional alter ego, Michiro, proclaimed Maker Nightv was worse than the evil demon, Jacoba, acting like a manipulative demon. Christine wrote that she understood the claims, and that Maker's future actions would determine her true intentions. Her recent comments drew concern from Maker and her other online friends, who were cautious of Chris being manipulated into thinking certain detrimental things, like during the Idea Guy saga, and being driven away from the people who had her best intentions at heart. Christine claimed to understand their concerns, and only wished for them to denounce Kiwi Farms and escape Null's deceptive grasp, though her friends stated that most of them did not have any connection to the farms, and only wished for her to willingly see that she was being manipulated by someone who was driving her true friends away. Sarah and Steve then posted screenshots of private messages they had with Chris to prove that her account had not been hacked, which featured a new photograph of herself, solemnly looking at the camera, with her signature lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emoji insignia lightly drawn onto her forehead. The enabling pair commented that there appeared to be sadness in her eyes. Christine wrote back that she had just woken up for the day, making the post at 12:51 p.m. local time. Later on, Maker Nightv denied supporting the Führer of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, as a could control and exploit Christine. Chris wrote that Jacob did not make those previous statements himself, but rather the demon Jacoba speaking through his body during a channeling session. She stated that Maker needed to affirm her good intentions by working with Sarah and Steve. Jacob joined the discourse to state that he was archiving the religions and history of Kidasuna, the alien world purportedly located within the Andromeda Galaxy, the texts of which contradicted each other often, and that he was using quotes from them while addressing trolls. Maker replied that he created Kidasuna himself, based on pre-existing ideas. Chris defended Jacob by clarifying that Kidasuna was in fact real in Dimension 1218, and that he did not invent the individuals who lived there, but merely discovered them and established communications. Maker rejected the claim, with Christine further clarifying that Sockness did not create the Andromeda Galaxy or the individuals who lived there, and that many times his tweets were the result of nefarious characters from Kidasuna channeling through him, asking her why was the concept difficult to comprehend. Sarah and Steve separately told their followers that Maker Nightfee was being manipulated into turning against them and Christine, writing that people did this to everyone who supported Christine. They warned others to recognize the signs and not fall for their tactics. Chris retweeted their message, reminding her audience that people should keep their common sense, wits, and instincts sharp, clear, and calm as possible so that they would not fall for the haters' mind games. Later again, Righteous for Quick posted another doctored image of himself along with other members of the LGBTQ community, with Chris inserted into the group, depicting his supposed dream of himself and Christine the Goddess forming an alliance. On November 5th, Christine went to vote in elections for the Virginia Senate and House of Delegates, posting a photo of her sticker signifying that she had voted. Also on that day, Ali Hirschberg claimed that he was bullied and allegedly beaten by trolls who tried to manipulate Chris and turn her away from him. Their attacks seemingly included beating him up to the point that he required hospital treatment, receiving prank calls, and getting death threats on his social media accounts. Hirschberg was willing to save large amounts of money to ensure that Christine could attend the BabsCon convention so she could meet her love, Jacob Sockness. He wished Christine and Jacob.
That is a special kind of crazy, like, trying to get Chris Chan and Jacob Sockness to meet in person. Like, why do you want that? Like, what is your motivation? It seems
also
questionable.
On that day, Chris wrote a series of tweets hoping to rectify the rift that was developing between her most trusted supposed friends. Listen, everyone, please. I am very well aware of Jacob and Maker. They both are good people with the same goal of concern of my own health and well-being. Jacob is his own individual, but he is presently still easily manipulated by Jacoba. Magichan and I have been working tough and hard to remedy that. We know everything about all this, and we have plans for counter-defenses and measures should anything bad happen. But know this, I, Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, CPU Blueheart, am not being manipulated by anyone. I remain grateful and most appreciative of everyone's continued concerns, kindness, and support. But we all need to stop fighting each other, especially in defending our Earths in due time. She further wrote that she was not going to break up any of her friendships or allyships, and highlighted that they should all agree that they needed to defend their Earths from the likes of Null and Jacoba. On November 6th, Chris remade the tweet directing business inquiries to her business email that was being managed by Null to instead ask people to contact her personal AOL email address, and also encouraged direct messaging via Twitter, as well as receiving mail at her home or even...
I remember, when Chris Chan was supposed to come to that Brony convention in Washington, in the Seattle area, I think Isabella Janke was originally going to go there and try to get Chris Chan to hook up with some, like, person with, like, mental issues. I'm sure we'll get to that eventually when the series continues, but yeah, there was some weird plans going on, and then Chris ended up going to jail, and none of that ever happened. But I believe there were a lot of weird people that wanted Chris to, like, have sex with people, including their mom.
Personal visits. Sockness replied with his personal PayPal donation link, asking for donations meant for Christine to be sent to him to assure proper use. Sarah and Steve then asked Chris for advice on their Sonichu OCs, Sarah Chu and Stephen Chu, only to be surprised by the revelation that Christine recalled the characters through shared memories and that they in fact existed in Dimension C-197. On November 7th, Ben Saint posted an illustrated image of his characters Phantom Horn and Strawberry Milk, deceased and corroded from the slime eliminating rain that was falling on them, implicating that Chris's actions caused their demise. Chris wrote that the picture was from an alternate timeline, while the two in the main timeline were safe in Quickville and then in the My Little Pony world of Equestria during the rain, so they were not affected by it.
During the rind of Zeododon.
Also on that day, Righteous for Quick posted a curious photo on the subreddit Cult of Quick, of which he was the head moderator. It was taken by a supposed fellow worshipper of Christine, which depicted a seeming sermon in a church-like setting, showing 3 individuals deep in prayer, as the video in which Magichan purportedly speaks through Christine's body is projected onto the wall behind the podium. Later again, Chris posted newly created Twilight Sparkle's secret shipfic folder cards depicting the main characters of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, describing their future actions and achievements as was to occur in her foretold seasons 10 to 14 of the TV series. Chris commented that she had not watched the 3-part final episode of the show and would only do so after season 10 would air on the Discovery Family TV channel in the year 2020, and when Hasbro and the cast and crew of the series would confirm the news of the new season. The next day, spurred on by Jacob's proclamations of an oncoming war, along with deadly diseases and nuclear attacks between the 2 dimensions, Chris confirmed that bad things would happen to only the self-counterparts of haters and really bad people of the Earth in Dimension 1218, as they were all isolated to a certain troll city in C-197. However, the idea guys, Joshua Wise and Stephen Boyd, would survive because they still owed Christine $6,000. Null and his pony persona, on the other hand, were fated to die. On November 9th, YouTube channel 3GI, which had previously organized the multi-creator created Shrek Retold video, which had featured a contribution from Christine, released a trailer for their upcoming collaborative remake of the 1996 original video animation Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which also would be comprising of contributions from various creators. That trailer featured a short clip from Chris's input, seemingly showing Sonic transforming into Sonichu. Later on, after Chris-chan-focused YouTuber Gibby began posting video updates concerning Chris and the actions of Sockness and Sarah and Steve made their Twitter account protected, so only approved followers could view their posts. Jacob then threatened to release Gibby's private information to the media and declared him an abuser of quote-unquote retarded people and transphobic because he did not address Chris by feminine pronouns. Sockness proceeded to post many short tweets, ranging from expressing his lust for Christine, who he found to be a mother-like figure, to voicing his disgust at Gibby, announcing him as his enemy. Also on that day, Ben Saint expressed his annoyance on his private Discord server after he ended his most recent comic on a cliffhanger, which placed his character Phantom Horn in a perilous situation. To which, in response, Chris intervened in his storyline and drew a new trading card depicting them being rescued. On November 10th, Saint hosted a 4-hour-long livestream with Chris on the streaming site Twitch, during which they mostly discuss their respective comic universes, My Little Pony, politics, and religion.
Should I name a couple more mods?
I love you,
I feel
Brett.
like the chat.
Thank
You're
you.
like a father to me.
Thank you. That's my first dono of this stream, I believe. Pretty sure. I appreciate you so much.
You're like a father to me.
Like a father to
Turn
me.
your
Turn
fucking audio off.
I love you, Brett. You're like a father to me.
Turn your fucking audio off, you.
He's so mad there. I love you.
Chat is blowing up with some randos, some jerks today.
Mr. Question, do you wanna?
Yeah, Keyblade Spirit asks, I've got a question about the themes of your work, Chris. I found that Sonichu deals a lot with collision, both literally and ideologically. There are all kinds of collisions, all seeming to lead up to one final collision in the dimensional merge. Do you agree with that interpretation?
Collision. I'm gonna say among which, yes, since we do break the fourth wall a bunch of times.
That's true, and you have to collide with the fourth wall in order to break it.
Yep.
Yeah, alright. Okay, Chris, I don't know if you remember this, but years ago, I commissioned you to draw me something. Do you remember this? You probably don't, but it's actually, you can see it right here, where my finger is pointing on the stream. It's hanging up in my room.
Oh my god.
And I have kept it ever since.
It's a womb.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, essentially what happened to
Liquid Chris.
Yeah, because he got pulled down the hole by the devil trolls, and then we never heard anything more about him. And I just really wanted to know what happened to him down there. And you answered it. I think this was like $50. This was like the best $50 I ever spent. I really appreciate it. Oh, Kazi Snap asks, are you doing No Nut November?
That's news to me. I have not heard that before.
Oh, you don't know about No Nut November? It's is in you just you don't have sex or masturbate through November, and that's it. You don't nut.
You know what? That's every month out of the year for me, so it's a moot point.
Oh, Ali Banjo Twitch asks, how are your psychic abilities coming along?
Very well. I'll eventually be able to show a better example, but they're really progressing very well. I'm beginning to levitate things much better.
Really?
At least I'm making objects light, very lighter.
Magi-chan is he living with you right now?
Yes.
Okay. How's he doing?
He's working very hard. He's making sure everything progresses in the merge and everything goes smoothly and accordingly.
Good, yeah.
On November 12th, Jacob posted a transcript of a supposed conversation between Magi-chan and Jacob's alter ego, Michiro, in which Magi-chan apparently foretold that in order to conceive Chris's daughter, Crystal Weston Chandler, Chris was supposed to have sex with and impregnate her recent fundraiser organizer, Ali Hirschberg, who was female to male transgender.
Well, that's
Christine
not going
wrote
to work.
that Hirschberg was not likely to be the father of her destined child,
actually.
and that the posted
thought of that in
conversation was
reverse.
said to have been confirmed by Magi-chan to have taken place, though noted there were some discrepancies. Makers suggested that Magi-chan did not sound like himself in the transcript because Sockness made it all up. Chris rejected the claim, citing that Jacob's way of typing made Magi-chan sound different. The next day, Hasbro revealed their plans for a My Little Pony spin-off series called Pony Life, which Christine rejected, demanding seasons
Anything
10
new,
through 14
anything that
of Friendship
changes
is Magic
something.
instead. In a plausible attempt to irritate her, Jacob theorized that Pony Life was actually the destined next 5 seasons of the show that Christine had foretold, a thought she angrily rejected. On November 16th, she posted a declaration rejecting Pony Life in favor of seasons 10 to 14 of Friendship is Magic to several different Twitter accounts that posted fan art of the new series, which she dubbed Go Pony, comparing it to the stylistically similar animated series Teen Titans Go. In addition, she posted a selection of new Twilight Sparkle's Secret Shipfic folder cards depicting seeming protests at Hasbro headquarters, attended by Chris-chan Sonichu, Nightstar, and the main 6 protagonists. One card in particular tells the story of Chris and Nightstar confronting the showrunning executives and demanding that they continue Generation 4 of Friendship is Magic, demands to which they heed. On November 19th, Chris's second garnishment case with second-round sub for unpaid debt was filed, setting the next hearing date for January 15th, 2020. On that same day, Christine posted on Twitter that it was once again time for the Chandlers to need more money, posting a link to her PayPal donation link, asking followers not to tell her to get a job or some shit like that. She added that it wasn't easy completing the dimension merge, with the restrictions and limitations of the real-world dimension, writing that if it were easy, she would have fully entered Dimension C-197 and completed the merge over a year ago, so called for a stop to the hating and bad trolling. She soon after posted a photo of her mother, lying down and vacantly staring upward, claiming she was giving Chris grief regarding finances. One user criticized her for showing an ugly side of her personality, to which she apologized, citing her being tired and overworked as the cause. She returned to reveal that she managed to get enough donations to keep the family stable for a while. Later on, after an inquisitive Twitter user asked her about the C quarters and W quarters as seen in the Sonichu comics, Christine elaborated that it was an idea conceived by the so-called Christine Chan, Chris's self-counterpart in Quickville, and the coins both equaled 25 US cents. Chris called it a crazy idea from Christine Chan among many, but admitted that she worked very hard to defend Quickville. On November 20th, Chris tweeted that she completed making the Nightstar and Friends expansion pack for the Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic folder card game, which featured a card representing herself, Chris-chan Sonichu, the so-called OC of OCs, depicting her drawing of Chris-chan Sonichu with a new photo of herself imitating her character's power pose. On that same day, Jacob Sockness confessed that due to poor advice from his sugar daddy or elderly sexual partner who also provided him with monetary supplements, he did not have enough money to pay rent for his apartment in the near future, and also likely could not save enough to attend the BabsCon convention in 2020 and meet with Christine, who also seemed to not have enough money to attend either. The next day, Kiwi Farms moderator, The American Hedgehog, noted that the title of a 2010 Chris Chan YouTube video was cited in the Cambridge University published book Colloquial English, Structure and Variation, which listed Christian's quote, "Tito got no luck against we Brits, Irish and Scots," as an example of using the nominative pronoun we in an accusative case. On November 22nd, Christine shared a link to her new website, quickvilleshopping.com, where she sold her custom-made expansion decks of cards for Twilight Sparkle's Secret Chipfic folder. Twitter followers complained about the high cost of the cards, but Jacob defended her, claiming he was going to use them as tarot cards, or a means of gaining insight into one's past, present, and future by drawing and interpreting cards. On November 26th, Chris livestreamed herself playing a solo game.
To say about this insanity.
The truth is, I am gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. I am gay. I am gay. The truth is, I am gay. It is the truth. I'm gay. I am gay. I'm gay. I am gay.
That's one of the best dono alerts. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is madness. It's just sometimes you just got to go along for the ride.
Of Twilight Sparkle's Secret Chipfic folder for 1 hour and 36 minutes.
I am not reading your comments, so your hate is not being heard at all. Hey, Maker, shout out to you, Maker. Here's your knifey. He's a good boy. And there's a cat. Off, boy. There she's our little baby. Get off the table. But without further ado, let's get to shuffling.
I'm not reading your comments. So, fooey on you, haters.
The weird voices.
Yeah, for why not? Since this is a gender change card, we'll just say the Wild Rose 2 is male now. We have Jamsta. There's another jerk up. Sandy. There's Walsh. There's Walsh. Okay? There's the epic online boy.
The remnants of fucking Bruges, bike. Fuck.
Fuck the. No. Method acting. Okay. Don't hurry, girl. When this go when 3 male-on-male ships have been played in a single turn? Okay, so anyway, after this, also...
After this.
I'm thinking my brain is going out of order. Essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to be talking with vendors and online sellers and who sell secret shipfic cards, and I'm going to talk with them, and I'll let them sell my deck and expansion packs between their websites and at conventions, including BabsCon. So,
at around that time, one of Chris's paying patrons stated in a Discord conversation that they still had not received any Sonichu issues as promised. They also noted that their boyfriend had sent Christine a letter telling her to stop trusting Sockness, attempting to bribe her with $9 and some magic cards. On November 27th, after reading Jacob's most recent tweets, She confessed that even though she loved and cared for him, she could not be close to him due to unknown reasons caused by the merging of dimensions. She added that people should stop bullying Sockness for the things he said while under possession by Jacoba. After declaring news of a great struggle that was to take place between the Earths of 1218 and C-197 and the evil Rokot Empire of Kidasuna, she reiterated that she could not be Jacob's sweetheart and pleaded once again for people to stop bullying him. The following day, Jacob created a new Twitter account, Goddess Emmanuel, playing on Christine's belief of the feminine god creator, and shared with her a falsified direct message from YouTuber Gibby he made himself, which purported to show Gibby's communications with Null, revealing that he lied about Sockness in his videos, was part of the Idea Guy saga, and was directly involved with stopping the merge. Chris replied to Goddess Emmanuel, claiming that she knew of Gibby's vicious intentions and manipulations. However, her decision to push back Jacob's advances was not caused by Gibby's videos, and it was largely because Sockness had for the moment expended his usefulness. Chris remained confident that the merge would not be delayed and would not fail, in spite of Gibby's bullshit. Also on November 28th, she made 2 tweets to commemorate the American holiday of Thanksgiving, writing that she was thankful to be in better communication with her supposed spouses and new people she had met over the year. Furthermore, she was thankful for her growing powers and the dimension merge coming closer to fruition, and her abilities to discern the legit from the bullshit. After a decade-long cycle of bullying, mistakes, and ill-judgment-ridden adversity, Christine found solace after rejecting the reality that treated her so harshly, greatly aided by individuals seeking some semblance of internet notoriety, driven by the misguided belief that they were contributing to a story of historical note. Chris's life was one that no one should envy, nor influence, for if left to her own devices, she may not believe it was possible to escape her consequences in search of a better life.
Bing, bong, bing, bong. There it is. There's that one. So I guess we'll check out the next one here. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to do a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. back. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you all. Here we go with part 75.
On November 29th, 2019, after Christine told Jacob Sockness that she could not be his sweetheart, Jacob ordered her on Twitter to wipe the Twilight Sparkle's secret chipfic folder expansion deck commemorating his imagined world of Kidasuna from her mind, since he claimed copyright over the stories and characters she used, and would only let her use the cards if they got married. Chris conceded, but alleged that she experienced the slavery in Kidasuna herself, and that her memories could not be copyrighted. Sockness, however, persisted that he owned the names used on the cards, and that she could not sell them without his permission. Over on the online conversing application Discord, in the Arbitrage Quick Alliance server, where members of the Place Discord server roleplayed as their CPU personas, Chris confirmed that she had reserved a room to stay in while attending the My Little Pony-themed convention BabsCon that was to take place in early 2020 in California, though she still had to plan the train trip to get there, among other details. She admitted that she did not include Jacob in her plans at all. In the server, Chris also revealed her daily schedule, which included taking medicine in the morning, followed by meditating while playing the game Tetris 99, and going out on errands while walking at a brisk pace, with occasional bursts of fast running speed on impulse. On November 30th, the enabler Righteous for Quick posted a photo of a custom-made Henshin device inspired by the Japanese franchise Kamen Rider, which purported to grant its users temporary powers of a CPU or a Sonichu or Rosechu. He then posted an animated GIF of a transformation initiated by such a device as seen in a Kamen Rider game. Chris responded, expressing her interest in the device, and asked Righteous to discuss it with her through Twitter direct messaging. On December 3rd, YouTube user The Sergeant at Arms, a steaming fan who exclusively archived Chris Chan-related videos and collected Chris Chan memorabilia, uploaded 2 videos showcasing his own custom-printed Twilight Sparkle's secret chipfic folder cards, which depicted the villains throughout the Sonichu storyline. After watching the video, Christine emailed the Sergeant at Arms, informing him that his cards were not perfect, and let him know the correct image format to use. She added that she wanted to use the expansion pack for herself, and offered to help him make the cards better for the game. Soon after, Chris sent to Sergeant direct messages via Discord to let him know that she was happy to be of help and approved of the expansion pack. On December 4th, she returned to tell him that from the information she gathered by watching the videos, she remade some of the cards after making some improvements, providing him with the files. After another day, Christine advertised on Twitter that, with the permission of the Sergeant at Arms, she recreated the full pack and made it purchasable on her new quickfillshopping.com website. The Sergeant at Arms later revealed that he did indeed give permission for Chris to use his card ideas. On December 6th, YouTuber and artist Project SNT posted a video of her illustrating her reimagined appearances of the chaotic combo troupe of characters from the Sonichu comics. Chris wrote vaguely of her irritation and dislike of the redesigns, being unable to
Anything
justify
that
her
gets
aversion
changed,
to Project
any little
SNT's
change.
drawings. She left a comment on the YouTube video, claiming that a lot of the redesign choices triggered her bad, accompanying her comment with a slew of emojis representing shock and disgust. The next day, Christine dramatically confessed that she was in pain. She further elaborated that she was dealing with a urinary tract infection, writing her thoughts and feelings via sentences constructed with words out of order. She also hinted that she had sent Project SNT, or Courtney, an email concerning the chaotic combo redesigns. She later revealed in the Place Discord group that the email she sent was impulsive and rash. In addition, in response to watching Project SNT's video, Chris began developing a strong interest in the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons, which was cited by Courtney as an inspiration for her redesigns of the Sonichu characters. On December 8th, Chris showed off her newly created expansion deck featuring lore and artwork created by her Twitter enabler, Helena G. Fiorenza. who often posted composite photos purporting to show her spending time with Magi-chan. One Twitter follower ridiculed her for a card that showed a still frame from the video taken by the so-called Teen Troon Squad, wherein Christine seemingly embraced and kissed her supposed wife, Crizel, with Helena's drawing of Crizel placed into the scene. Chris defended the moment, stating that it actually happened, and that her teenage friends did not mind the interaction, calling anyone who mocked them neurotypically hindered. Another Twitter user declared her former friends to have been trolls, to which Chris wrote that she allegedly knew they were trolls, but added that they were also kind individuals with good intentions, telling the user that she would not listen to their bullshit. When other users pointed out that she may be sued for selling cards using the My Little Pony name Twilight Sparkle, amongst other critical remarks, Chris called those critics neurotypically hindered as well. Christine then advertised her complete set of all her custom decks for sale for $330 in time for the Christmas season, with many followers complaining about the seemingly unrealistically high price. In response, Chris listed a breakdown of the printing and shipping costs involved, legitimizing the listed price, concluding with, "Any further questions on their pricing, you neurotypically hindered trolling stupids. Where's the comics? These cards are part of the comics, dundernuts. Shut up. Put up. I'm sick. Good night." Also on that day, Chris live-streamed herself on YouTube taking photos of her custom cards for 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Hello everybody, Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. Today doing something completely special because we pretty much have enough products to actually take good
Products.
photographs, so I'll be using my
There's a lot of like mispronunciations that sound like the way a child would speak.
phone. Yes, I got 2 phones. One for the trolls and one for my one for my trolls, one for my trolls, and one for my homes. I got 2 phones. One for the bullies and one for my friends. You think I need 2 phones? You're recording with one, you're taking pictures of the other one? I think that's a pretty good reason. Baby, don't mess with that. My cat, baby. Hey! Don't mess with the cable. Don't mess with the cable. But, yeah. Here, buddy. Now it's a cat video. Here's cat video. Here's your cat. No. Alright, I'll let you go. But yeah, don't mess with the cable. I'm recording here. You mess with the cable, you mess with the power system. We'll do a splay here. So there's Mega Wild. He needs his tail to be a leaf. Its gliding properties make him able to fly and jump higher. Don't give him a big old poopy Pachorizo tail, Courtney. Come on. Gah! That really triggered me. Anyway.
You sounded so legitimately triggered.
From the stress I had of watching that video with the redesigned chaotic combo, allow the cold virus to get in, and that's what I've been dealing with yesterday and today. Quarantine with lemon. I had to deal with really messed up brain. That's why I ended up not on purpose, just ending up making scrambled sentences. Alright? That's why my brain was really fried from the virus that was coming in.
Oh, I see.
Stressed. It took advantage. I have positivity and optimism and as calm and clear mind as possible for meditation to stave off. I've been able to stave off viruses for months. And then this fated event, this fated triggering set happens, and I just... I may not be reading your comments, but I'm actually hearing your comments telepathically.
Okay.
Put that in front here. Yeah, that's stupid. I'm not giving up. Y'all can stow your hatred, because I'm doing this. You hear that, everyone? I can have as much fun as I want to. And you heard it from the horse's mouth. Or horse mouth. I'm gonna have some fun. See ya! You can't hurry along. No, you just have to wait. Love isn't easy. It's a game of give and take. There's a problem. No,
Some
it's
Phil
because you're not
Collins
standing them
action.
upright. It's because you're making them lean forward and there's not much friction on the bots.
We hate you, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. Go get yourself, Chris. Go get yourself, Chris.
Yes, I can hear you all, but you're not getting to me, so shut the fuck up. Here we go. Now we have our pit. Now we have all our lovely photographs, and I'll be uploading these to update the items on the pre-sale shop.
On December 9th, Christine updated her Twitter followers with the news that the cold virus made her lose her voice, but continued to rest, meditate, take medicine, and eat chicken noodle soup to soothe herself. On the 10th, she wrote that the virus she had caught was being stupid, but she was physically pushing it back. She went on to write that she was in her infected situation because of the triggering caused by Project SNT's chaotic combo redesigns. Christine wished that the creator would acknowledge her since she had sent an email expressing her feelings about the matter and only wanted to sort out the problem as soon as possible. She closed by asking her followers to not troll Project SNT. Courtney herself privately admitted that she would be publicly ignoring the situation. Soon after, a Twitter follower pointed out that since Chris believed in a multiverse theory and that characters were not created, then she should not have become upset over Project SNT simply chronicling alternate dimension forms of the chaotic combo that existed. Chris had difficulty in acknowledging their reasoning. In response to another one of her critics, Christine explained what made her triggered. I did get epic triggered from @Project SNT's poor redesign choices on 4 out of 5 of them. They actually are moreover separate individuals than redesigns, which does throw me off. The only exception
Such a
is the
particular
punchy Sonichu
situation.
redesign. The worst culprit being the wild Sonichu redesign. He needs his leaf for better gliding and flight than a large tail could ever do, and Sonichu ears are typically long, and yet, regardless of this, apparently there is something deeper than that that just sets off my subconscious worse than that moment at Too Many Games, where I went hedgehog. Worse than that, this resonated a reminder in my subconscious that was like hell to me, and I am still racking my brain trying to figure out why for myself. Neck down, the image is not offensive at all to me. Neck up, triggered! I cannot even look at it directly. It freaking bothers me like worse than hell. The only theory I can gather is that it reminds me of someone of really awful intentions or design. But at the moment, at Project SNT, it badly reminds me of Dave the Intern and Justin Bieber.
Justin
On
Bieber.
December 11th, Chris wrote in the Gameplay's Discord that she was apparently projected to Dimension CS89, which was a universe inspired by the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons, and was also the location of Rule Quick, Chris's imagined kingdom inspired by Hyrule, as seen in the Legend of Zelda video game series. Christine claimed that she brought from CS89 her own self-counterpart, some treasures, and a couple of characters from the Hyperdimension Neptunia game series over to Dimension C197 for their own safety, as there was a merging of those dimensions as well. She then relayed the same sentiment via a Twitter thread, adding that Courtney's redesigned Sonichus and Roastchus were from Dimension CS89 as well. She claimed that the triggering of the redesigns was in fact caused by a disturbance in the aforementioned dimension. On that same day, Chris revealed a newly drawn Twilight Sparkles secret chipfic folder card depicting Christian Sonichu's conversation with Courtney's original character, SNT, who possessed a quote-unquote inhabitual attraction to which Christian was immune. Christine added that she was open to the idea of featuring Project SNT's redesigns in an expansion deck of cards, letting the artist know that she had Chris's email address in the case she was interested in collaborating. On December 12th, Ali Hirschberg, Chris's supporter and frequent fundraiser founder mentioned that he finally received his promised custom Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic Folder expansion pack of cards, but noted that he had yet to receive a Magichan medallion, which he ordered and paid for nearly 3 weeks prior. Christine wrote that she had been sick and was still recovering, in addition to everything else, reassuring Ali that she had not forgotten him. She then added that while she was slowly getting better, her supposed wife, Chriselle Rosechew, had apparently contracted her cold, but was being tended to by Chris and their other supposed spouses. The next day, Christine once again changed her reasoning for getting triggered at Project SNT's redesigns, now stating that it was because Wild Sonichu looked like a Rokot grunt, or a malicious henchman of the Rokot Empire, inhabiting the world of Kidasuna, as introduced to her by Jacob Sockness. Chris soon after tweeted at Project SNT again to let her know that she managed to solve the problem occurring within the Dungeons & Dragons style dimension CS89 by transforming herself into Christian Sonic Cleric, inspired by the Cleric class of D&D character, and fulfilled a mission. It was also at around this time that she began playing the massively multiplayer online game Dungeons & Dragons Online. On December 13th, Chris expressed her displeasure at seeing a list of top 100 memes of the 2010s compiled by BuzzFeed News because it did not include her, despite being memed and bullied by trolls since 2007, noting that Spumbles Blablu, or the cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants, was voted as the #1 meme. Finally, she tweeted that she apologized for her reaction at Courtney's redesigns, now admitting that they and the video were very good. On December 14th, Chris asked members of the Plays Discord server if they could help her find out how Project SNT was feeling about what Christine publicly said, since she felt tense at the lack of a response. Chris did not want to pledge to Courtney's Patreon or join her Patreon-only Discord server because of past bad experiences with artist Doopy Doover and her half-brother Cole Smithy, who both refunded and rejected her patronage. Some users noted that they did message Project SNT about the matter but failed to receive a response, telling Chris that it would not be right for them to keep pushing her for an answer. The next day, Christine asked the Plays Discord members to remove Sockness from the server. Later on, she wrote in the server of her dream, in which she was in the Walmart store in Charlottesville in the year 2004, and witnessed her past self, Christian, as he was back then, who became attracted to the present-day Christine, seeing her as a pretty woman, and began pursuing her. Christine became freaked out and turned her head upside down to scare Christian away. Upon awakening, Chris noted that she had better understanding of how other women thought of him back then. When asked, Christine analyzed the dream to signify that she was not fond of the person she was back then, naive, horny, and impulsive, as was chronicled in the Christian, A Comprehensive History YouTube series by Gino Samuel 2.1. Meanwhile, Christine proceeded to draw more custom cards depicting scenes and characters from Kidasuna, Jacob's creation, even though he told her they were his copyright and she could not use his ideas without his permission. On December 16th, Chris shared an advertising poster for her Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic folder cards, which was designed by Righteous for Quick. The next day, Chris claimed that a new Hyperdimension Neptunia game, VVV-Tunia, which featured interdimensional communication, was a sign of the dimensional merge. A Twitter user then told her to shut up about the merge and get her brain fixed, in addition to getting her mother medication and preparing for her upcoming court date. Christine called her critic neurotypically hindered and claimed that there was no court date upon checking the matter herself. She wrote that Barbara was in good health, and if the user were to resume his reproaches, she would block him. When confronted with a screenshot from the Greene County District Court website listing her upcoming court hearings, she declared the image as fake, claiming all financial situations had been taken care of.
Search
When
word.
another user criticized her for using the term neurotypically hindered, which they saw as meaning autistic, Chris corrected them, elaborating that the term came from neurotypical, or someone of average brain ability. When compared with someone with a more powerful brain ability, such as someone with autism, then the normal brain ability would therefore
As
be
well
proven
as.
a hindrance. Later again, she listed her full collection of Sonichu comic books up for sale on her website for $130. On December 19th, in reference to noted author J.K. Rowling denying that the sex of a person could be changed, Christine disagreed with her sentiment, writing that people could change their physical gender, a fact she knew given that she was a legitimate CPU and goddess. Also on that day,
I love
Chris
how Chris
asked
Chan
the
would just
members of
tweet
the Plays
like
Discord
anybody
server if any of them
with
had
their
been
opinion.
contacted by Project SNT, noting that she had been active on Twitter recently. Chris revealed that she was mildly ticked at Courtney's lack of response. While Christine posited that the artist may have been contacted by bad trolls, other members concurred that she probably wanted to be left alone and would not pursue her further on the topic. During this time, Jacob Sockness, now operating his new Twitter account, centralized imperial government of Kidasuna, continuously tried to lead Chris away from Maker Nightv and Ali Hirschberg, branding them villainous figures in a possible attempt to extend further control over Christine. Sockness's actions included encouraging an online acquaintance of Chris to hurt themselves and asking Ali for Maker's home address, under the misguided belief that they were romantically involved. Christine's online friends denied any wrongdoing, with Chris also defending them, but passed off Jacob's accusations as words he was influenced into saying by the demonic Jacoba. On December 20th, Chris's garnishment case with second round sub was marked as closed for unknown reasons. 2 days later, Chris played another game of Twilight Sparkle's secret shipfic folder at an unknown location and posted photos of her shipping grid atop a table, notably shipping her deceased father, Robert, in his Sonichu form, Robert Chu, with her former classic striped shirt. To commemorate Christmas, Chris shared with her followers new artwork and custom cards depicting Sonichu, Rosechu, and other Sonichus. On December 25th, she shared a new card depicting her mother, Barbara, reincarnated as a special Rosechu, nicknamed as a redneck tomboy, whose card had the ability to replace a shipped card on the grid. On December 29th, an artist on Twitter publicly posted their illustration of Chris's pony character, Nightstar, after sending it to her twice but failing to get a response. Helena Fiorenza notified them that it was because they made Christine angry because Nightstar was drawn in the style of the new My Little Pony series, Pony Life, which Chris did not approve. Chris herself interjected, noting that even though the drawing was cute, it was done in the style of what she dubbed Go Pony, which was something she did not like. Also on that day, Helena posted a photo of Christine lying down with Magichan drawn into the scene, as per Chris's request. Finally, Chris went to Project SNT's Patreon page to like a recent post from her. At the end of the year, YouTuber The Gamer from Mars traveled to Ruckersville, Virginia to visit Christine and record themselves spending time together, which would contribute to an extended YouTube series detailing Chris Chan's life that would be released at a later date. Chris's YouTuber friend, Kopitz, who helped the creator establish the interview opportunity, acted as an intermediary and accompanied them throughout their interactions.
Yeah, let's go in there. We're gonna do the interview downstairs.
Okay. Oh.
Downstairs.
Oh my goodness.
Quiet down! Quiet down! Quiet!
Sticking their damn hand as far up my ass as they possibly could. Rubbing my fucking balls super hard because I got shit all over me. Sticking their damn hand as far up my ass as they possibly could. Rubbing my fucking balls super hard because I got shit all over me. Sticking their...
that was definitely a factor of it. I think it was a combination of mental illness that was mostly untreated, and the reason why it wasn't treated correctly is because there were Chris had older parents that didn't believe in all that mumbo jumbo, so they just tried to like ignore what doctors were telling them and not putting Chris in a special school. You know, they moved to another city so Chris could be in a normal public school, which I don't think was helpful. And yes, the trolling and the bullying and all that too. It's a combination of all of it. parents that were too old and not equipped to deal with someone with issues like that. I think it's more than just autism. I think there's some other issues.
Right. Well, this is very nice.
Yeah, this is the room where it was
This is where it all
Sonic Chew. Those dogs are screaming Blake. Yeah. They calm down after a little bit sometimes.
Is that thing on right now?
Yeah, is that okay?
Oh, hello. Hello out there, YouTube, internet, all that. Hello. Hello. Hope you're all having a good day. There's my daddy.
What kind of animal?
He's a sideshow.
Are there any places around Charlottesville that where you can play this game with people? Like
the DN Games one. If
okay, if you can get back in there, yeah.
All right. Do a little
we're
bit
gonna
here and
start
there
some 3-player Tetris here.
And my mom's clapping at the dogs, and everything's falling. Freaking gravity! It busts me. It confounds me. Ah! Organized chaos. This is my creative method. In that case, I gotta find the regular basic controller I have. Nearby,
We're gonna need to find that
GameCube adapter, maybe.
it's alright, I got no, we don't have GameCube.
You got the Pro controller?
No, I don't have an adapter for GameCube.
Whoa.
Do you have the Pro controller?
I have a Pro controller, I just don't know where it is right now. The dogs are barking, they're driving me bonkers. It's definitely does not get boring around here.
Now let's see. A Microsoft controller be compatible with a Nintendo system. It's the moment of truth. No.
Beagles do have quite the bark.
You do that one more time, I'm gonna be like,
There we go. All right.
Hey.
Right when you said that. I understand. Yeah.
those dogs! Oh, shut up! I'm gonna bark my head off. Yep. Guys, attention with stumpitude.
Sticking their damn hand as far up my ass as they possibly could.
It's pretty great.
Rubbing my fucking balls super hard because I got shit all over me. Sticking their damn hand as far up my ass as they possibly could. Rubbing my fucking balls super hard because I got shit all over me. Sticking their...
Damn. It is a great alert. God, they're so loud.
Do you like Indian food? Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, right. India. I could go for Indian or Chinese.
Taste of India. This is one of my favorite places.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God, I remember this part. This is so cringe.
Okay, now I just feel like I have to do this. First time in here, I feel like I gotta do this. Hello, my name is Apu. I went to
No. Don't do no. You don't have to do that. That's all right.
They're like,
welcome to Quickie Mart.
Hello.
Do you like Indian food?
I keep an open mind for all kinds of food. So, I mean, if there's something I don't like, then well, at least I tried it once. Yeah, and I'd definitely be open-minded for trying some haggis if I ever go visit Scotland or something.
Okay.
What is haggis?
Sheep guts.
Oh.
I never noticed this, but oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me? I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. Twang, 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 twang.
Oh, excuse me. Is it possible that we can get a picture? You're the owner of Sonic Chew, right?
Yes!
Yeah! Can we get a picture?
Yes.
Do you want me to take it for you guys?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much. I couldn't believe it. I saw you and I was like...
There you go.
Thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Take care. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's very humbling.
Yeah, I've never.
So you don't get people coming up to you too often?
I'd say on average, probably like once or twice a month.
Okay.
But it's very humbling and good when it happens.
It happens.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, y'all got kicked out by the dogs.
Oh, it's absolutely fine.
Thank you for trying to keep them quiet for us. I'm sorry that you had to do that.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Nice meeting you.
Take care.
Okay.
Just
just trying to kind of get a feel for, like, you know, just if you're on good terms with anybody from your past now, if there's anybody you still talk to. Or has it kind of just been you and your mom?
It's been mostly locally. It's mostly just been my mom and I, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty much her and I. Oh, and Magic Chan, Savannah Crizel, and everyone
I can't
else
forget
that's
them.
in the yard right now. Hey, Alakazams, y'all on the roof, keep doing your good work. They're
on the roof over there?
Yeah. On the roof, everywhere. We got Pokemon all around in this yard. Yeah, I see them. I see beyond the Iron Curtain, which is just the barrier between this our dimension 1218 and their our dimension C197, where the majority of our OCs exist and coexist. Every one of them.
Have you ever talked to Gino?
Yeah, I've DM'd him just saying, hey, thanks, you're doing pretty well, keep up the good work, just essentially supportive.
Magic-chan Sanachu, your husband.
Yeah. He's always been there with me.
Yeah, he's always been there with you, and he had the wisdom to know that, you know, not to react to all the trolls and everything, and that it was all trolls. But he is it right that he? Why didn't he tell you? Why didn't he tell you that?
Because of the Iron Curtain. He's standing right here, right now.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But wait.
They did the same thing with the cops when the cops were arresting him and in the hotel and everything.
Yeah, we got the Iron Curtain that's been dividing us, and I've had to be spiritually open. I wasn't as spiritually open, or I wasn't as open to him to hear him at the time, and this definitely became more obvious to me as I looked up in Gino Samuel, and then there were like a whole bunch of cringe moments where even Magic Chan was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she did this."
What was that quote?
Moments. Quoting just when I quoted Leviticus to shame gays, and then took that, and they ended up taking that from Family Guy, and even Magic Chan had said back then, "You weren't supposed to take the Lyra Acres, John. What the hell was wrong with you?" Something like that.
What does your mom feel about your husband and the interdimension and stuff? Does she believe any of it?
Yeah, she has grown to believe it. She was kind of neutral about it at first and hesitant, but then the events happened and more events, and I managed to prove my psychic powers and abilities to her, and she actually did manage to speak with Magic Chan and the others at one point or another. So yeah, so she's a believer.
What did you do to show her that, to prove it to her that this was going on and you had these powers?
Well, among which I can literally do this. I can heal people and essentially access their memories a little bit just by...
What is going on?
So that's what you did.
And any ailments you had, I would just heal them right now. So, like, you know, if you were feeling ill or something, I would have healed them.
Sure.
Because I did heal something out of my mother that time, and she believed it.
What was that? That sounds suspicious.
She felt better.
That's good. I kind of have to go to the bathroom right now. Could you, like, relieve that of me?
No, you'd have to...
I gotta do that myself? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that later.
I'm not an outside bladder.
On January 1st, 2020, Christine wrote her first tweet of the year, commemorating his old song and video, I Got a Fish. Later that same day, she began following the Twitter account representing the End Games card game store, from which she was banned nearly 2 years ago, hoping to be allowed back in so she could play Dungeons & Dragons with other players. On January 4th, she received her newly purchased glass brand water bottle, which purportedly contained a built-in amethyst crystal with alleged healing properties, into which she supposedly put her own energy via meditation. Users on the Kiwi Farms researched the item and found that the water bottle cost $84, excluding shipping and handling. Later on, Christine became a paying Patreon supporter of Project SNT. By becoming a patron, she gained access to the private invite link, which allowed her to join the Project SNT Discord server. Chris then sent a friend request to Courtney's sister on Discord, which she accepted. Later again, Chris shared an invite link to the Arbitrage Quick Alliance Discord server with her followers on Twitter, writing that she ought to be more active in servers such as the one she shared, but couldn't, since she was busy offline with responsibilities, work, and faded events. As a result of her invite, the Discord server was flooded with new members, who proceeded to post nude photographs of varying merit, alongside committing other trollsome acts. Moderators of the server managed to oust all the unsavory characters, and threatened to ban anyone who would publicly share the invite link to the server, though did not address Christine or reprimanded her in any way. On January 15th, the End Games card game store tweeted their commendation for new signage for the store, designed by some of their clientele. Chris implied that if she was let back into the establishment, she could contribute to it with her talents and abilities. 2 days later, in response to Kiwi Farms and Twitter user Tig Balang telling her to make more comics to present to the management of the store as a portfolio, Chris responded with a thread, telling them that she would continue making Sonichu comics at a later point, since the current events that were to be chronicled were all happening right freaking now in these moments. Christine added that in order to get necessary help in the supposedly restrictive real-world dimension, which had been getting inflowing magics and powers, she needed the assistance of past or present staff and patrons of the End Games to play the game Dungeons & Dragons with real people, who could teach her all the intricacies of the game. Also on that day, possibly to reflect her discontent with the My Little Pony owning company, Hasbro, for failing to continue making the animated series Friendship is Magic, Chris tweeted at them a set of 21 moon emojis. She then quickly deleted her post. On January 19th, Chris went to one of her Discord servers to post a set of 33 photos, exhibiting her extensive collection of stones, which purportedly held powers of magic and healing. She explained that her self-written miniature booklet detailing all the powers and purposes of each stone was evidence of her remaining mentally and emotionally grounded, dispelling allegations of being delusional. On January 21st, Chris addressed the claim of incestual relationships contained within the stories of her Sonichu comics. Hey everyone, a think piece I wish to offer in regards to an awful premise that has been stated about me before. Preface: Sonichu and Rosie's relation to myself and Christine Chan. Christine Chan is my main/central self-counterpart in C-197, acting independently while partly taking X number of attributes from me, directly and physically, from my subconscious. I discovered/created Sonichu and Rosie, the very first Sonichu and Rosechu in all existence. Christine Chan was aware of my existence nearly her whole life, and she had titled herself as Sonichu and Rosie Rosechu's original creator, while, in fact, I was the original creator of the three of them in the sense. There is a ship in between the respective original creator and original creations. While neither Sonichu or Rosie were related by blood, they were related in the sense of them being the same OCs from I, their OC, and the same ruling is applied between them and Christine Chan and I. No direct bloodline ship. But in the ship between O-Creation, O-Creator, the O-Creation is allowed to see their O-Creator as their legal guardian or parent, and optionally the O-Creator sewing their O-Creations as their non-related friends, allies, family, son/daughter, sibling, or whatever suits the individual O-Creator. With that, my son and Rosie call me their mama out of the respect. They also called Christine Chan their mama, since she was a direct self-counterpart from me, working from my subconscious, believing for the long time that she was the original most creator of Sonichu and Rosie, and not I. Yes, she felt omnipotent in that, and it did go to her head, but she got over that long ago, when I made my better mark and participation activity in their area and lives. The hater-type trollish misconception of this relationship between OC and OC, thrusted unnecessarily upon myself, Christine Chan, and Sonichu and Rosie, and I quote the trolls, without actually saying it about anyone, or even endorsing it at all. Incest being wincest. OMF me! I won't go into detail, but I am well aware of what it is and entails. But it is not considered incest at all when any relationship that happens between O Creator and O Creation that do not share any bloodlines at all. And I, personally, seriously disapprove of incest and would never practice it at all. Obviously, you freaking hater types and your moot and nonsense fabrications of such negative circumstances upon anyone other than yourselves, thinking you're above us all when you are not at all. You have just as much right and ability to socialize offline as most anyone. The major hang-up you have, and I do empathize on this, as this was I once upon a time, over a decade ago, in being severely shy and socially awkward. That is not your fault, but you do have the resources these days to talk with others and get help and insight on bettering yourself, so you're not stuck behind a monitor all day, 24/7 or whatever. And I know, get a job is never ever a good response at all, as most jobs are taken. You're not totally qualified. Your background checks automatically epic fail every time, regardless, or whatever is your own individual circumstance from fated events in your life. But I digress. The bottom line is, incest is never wincest. Epic, ugh! And you're pushing hatred
Incest
on
is
anyone
never
else,
wincest. That could be like an ad
including
campaign.
other O creators who have at least one O creation that appeals to you, and your skill set may not include being able to make such good OCs. It is all moot and nonsense.
Moot!
Which is why I am even more glad to ignore the majority of negative commentary anywhere online. And I also appreciate the irony that is present on the fact that I am continued to be talked about, concerned over, prayed to, and overall appreciated, despite the unnecessary hate and shit you may feel or want to shout off to get your own rubbing game on, or whatever. Even more, ugh! Never diss the relationship. Such negative nonsense upon anyone.
Yeah, this was like the Twitter part of the Chris Chan story.
Hashtag love conquers hate. Thank you for listening. Lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emoji. On January 23rd, Christine noted that the End Games Twitter account had blocked her, writing, "Ahem, I see. I am not surprised by this result. No matter. I have faith everything will still work out in our favor."
I love you, Brett.
I got
You're like
here
a
late.
father to me.
Can you start this dream over?
I can keep it going. Yeah, it has been a little slow. I love you this
Brett.
afternoon. You're like a father to me.
Turn your fucking
but, you
audio
know,
off, you
keeping it rolling. I got another one in the chamber here that I can queue up. I love you, Brett. You're like a father to me. This one's about
It's a
to
shame
wrap
your
up.
projected presence with Magichan in your establishment
Thank you,
yielded
I
to this
appreciate
bitter
it.
parsnip.
I love you, Brett.
Krakow.
What's the new one? There's a new guy that we've been watching, and he makes videos similar to G Man. And we have a new donation alert for him. It's $10.11. So if you want to see that one, it is pretty funny.
Lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emoji. As time went on, Christine's interdimensional lore grew and became more convoluted, confusing herself and others by mixing what creating and chronicling characters and events truly meant, trying to hold on to her make-believe idyllic world despite it tearing at the seams right in front of her. As a possible reaction to her perplexement, Chris sought comfort in others in the real world who could help her expand the lore of her fantasy and encourage her to keep moving forward, though it appeared to be a Herculean task, since Chris was still Chris.
Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing. All right. So we got another one. Got another one to get to here.
Traction. On January 26th, 2020, the Twitter account representing the End Games card game store posted a short video of the contents of an envelope they received from an unknown sender, a letter of unknown subject with a drawing of staring eyes surrounded by sparkles. Chris Chan observers largely surmised that it was most likely sent by Christine in retaliation for being banned by the store and also blocked by them on Twitter. She then evaded their block by following the End Games on her Magichan Sonichu Twitter account. At around the same time, members of the Plays Discord group, which sought to protect Chris from malicious actors, contacted Chris Chan-centric YouTuber Dylan Thomas over his antagonistic Chris Chan content. One of these contactors was Maker Nightv, who admitted later on that she failed to reason with him.
Where are we in the saga? Is Chris Chan close to jail yet?
I am gay.
Getting close.
I'm gay. I am gay. I am gay. The truth is, I am gay. It is the truth. I'm gay. I am gay. I'm gay. I am gay.
Yeah, that's from a video, like a 5-minute video of that guy just being like, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. It's pretty funny. So Gino Samuel stopped making the videos before we got to the part where Chris Chan goes to jail, but we are getting close. We are almost at the end of what currently exists, and then he's supposed to be making more. He's like remaking. He's like doing like remasters of the originals.
She drew a trollsome depiction of Thomas being anally penetrated by a naked Jacob Sockness, while also performing fellatio on Chris, who was wearing a paper crown made by the fast food franchise Burger King. Jacob wrote that he liked the picture and almost forgave Maker for all her previous antipathy against him. She quickly deleted the image once trolls posted their own trollsome depiction of Maker's character, CPU Magenta Heart,
R.I.P. Dolly.
And bleeding out.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dolly. Yeah, crazy. I knew she was getting up there in age. You know, that's one thing about getting older. Like, the older you get, the more people you recognize pass away.
Out of her genitalia after inserting a phallic-shaped cactus into her vagina instead of a dildo, since, according to the caption, it was what CPU goddesses did. On January 30th, Christine had 2 dead lawsuits filed against her by Portfolio Recovery Associates and Jefferson Capital.
Christine had so many lawsuits filed against them. So many. It's crazy.
With both hearings set for March
for like
18th.
not paying debts and shit like that.
User, Private Real G, questioned Chris via text message why she was being sued for unpaid debt when she allegedly had a friend who donated large amounts to her, implying it was Ali Hirschberg. Christine confessed that donations would still come in from time to time and denied that Hirschberg was the donator. Also on that day, Chris revealed her progress at creating her character sheet for the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons, which details the details of the player's own playable character. According to her D&D sheet, her character, which was half human and half Sonichu, was 125
half
times faster than the average playable
in
character,
D&D?
and
That's
her starting
ridiculous.
level was 24, which was exceptionally high. Furthermore, since she was part Sonichu, which was an unrecognized race in any rulebook, it was reasoned that most dungeon masters, or players in a D&D game that functioned as a storyteller and referee, would not allow the inclusion of Sonichus. When followers reasoned that her character running at such unfathomable speeds would break her body, she explained that since the game took place in the Dungeons & Dragons dimension of CS89, and that Sonichus and Roshchus had very strong bodies, the character would be well accustomed to running at those speeds. Christine then shared her progress at coloring in the indented numbers on the game's special 20-sided dice with a glitter gel ink pen. Soon after, either Chris or Maker Nightv, who both shared custody of the Creamarina Twitter account, then shared Christine's recent D&D tweet with the End Games account, expressing their surprise at Chris advancing and developing her skills in the game. On February 1st, Christine wrote on Twitter that she did not yet possess the game Pokémon Shield for the Nintendo Switch game console, hinting that it may be an appropriate gift for her birthday. Also on that day, she shared the news that the Fashion Square Mall in Charlottesville, Virginia, which she claimed held legendary status in her personal history, was failing financially and may soon be closed. The next day, YouTuber Dylan Thomas announced the release of Chris Chan-themed merchandise, namely a pink Valentine's Day themed t-shirt depicting Sonichu and Rosechu. Chris, despite her dislike of Thomas, wrote that she would like to receive the t-shirt for herself. Dylan then wrote in his Discord server,
"You want to eat my ass, drunken peasants!"
A level 24 char in D&D. That's hardcore.
Yep.
I smell dice fudging.
Something's going on. Something happened.
Thousands of dollars from producing Chris Chan content, he wanted to send the t-shirt to her as a gift. On February 3rd, she explained in length the reasoning for Sonichu's and Rosechu's wait. On February 7th, to promote the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog live-action film, actor James Marsden was interviewed by video game-focused entertainment company IGN, during which he was prompted with a series of true or false statements regarding the Sonic franchise, one of which concerned Sonichu.
Sonichu is one of the hidden characters you can unlock in Sonic Forces.
What is it, Sonichu?
Sonichu.
Correct. True.
It's actually false.
Oh, I know. I was going to say false.
2 days later, Chris herself watched the video and asked the game company Sega to add Sonichu, her quote-unquote son, as a downloadable character for the game Sonic Forces. On February 11th, Chris displayed on Twitter that if she inverted the display colors on her Nintendo Switch while playing Sonic Forces, Sonic would appear to be largely yellow in color, making him appear more like Sonichu. The next day, she livestreamed herself on YouTube reading from the 7th to the final chapter of the fanfiction story SNT vs Sonichu by one OpusCon789, which featured Chris, Sonichu, and YouTuber and illustrator Project SNT, and her character, SNT. Project SNT, or Courtney, had livestreamed herself reading the 1st through the 6th chapter of the story 10 months prior, so Chris attempted to continue and complete the read-through. She was seen wearing the new t-shirt sold by Dylan Thomas, presumably after receiving it as a gift.
Down! He almost knocked off the camera. He would have made a mess. Alright, down boy. Leave the cable alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Okay, I hate to do this. He's on the corner of the bed. He's not getting up, but at least he's not messing with the cable anymore. Refill the bottle. Static coming from Commodore monitor with Commodore and Dreamcast hooked up to it. Music coming from my phone. This is my meditation method. Do not question me. Sonic her explanation was cut short by a Sonic's finger gently placed across her. Yeah, okay. I know what you mean. So here's the deal. Somewhere
Those
in
dogs.
the dark, I thought I heard the dog bark. Excuse me. Shut up!
Oh, what was that? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the sounds those dogs made.
Okay. Alright, whose joke idea was it to order a pizza and try sending my way? You interrupted this thing! And you know what? This is what happened that got me blacklisted from any deliveries from Papa John's. Why they would never deliver any pizza to this place. You frickin' hating trolls!
When Sonic, SNT, and Courtney opened their eyes, they found themselves in what Courtney recognized as a kind of reverse world, just like where Giratina lived in the Pokemon game. And somewhere in the dark, I thought I heard the dogs bark. Oh, I need to take a restroom break anyway. Stay tuned for further details. We'll be right back after these massages.
What, more pizza?
Frickin'
Yep, I thought so.
pizza prank.
Pizza prank.
Don't do this anymore!
I think it's going to keep happening.
On February 13th, she expressed her anger on Twitter at Nintendo for not being able to transfer all her Pokemon Ribbon features from the Game Boy Advance game Pokemon Ruby to the newer Pokemon Shield on the Nintendo Switch console. On February 14th, Christine attended a screening of the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie, noting that she wore her new Valentine's Day themed Sonichu and Rosechu t-shirt. She soon revealed that she thought the movie was really good. Also on that day, Jacob Sockness posted a series of tweets expressing his love for Christine, pining for her motherly embrace, all while posting photoshopped images of Chris and himself, placed in the same scenario. 4 days later, Christian follower/worshipper, Righteous for Quick, posted a notice on Twitter to celebrate his goddess Christine's birthday in 1 week, proclaiming it a quick communion. On February 18th, as a means to encourage possible birthday gifts from fans, Chris suggested on Twitter things with lots of thought put into them, in addition to magic or healing stones, and direct donations to her PayPal account. The next day, in reply to a Twitter user asking for advice in dealing with a migraine, Chris explained that as an overworked individual, she found meditation alleviated her symptoms and has meditated so much that she allegedly involuntarily meditated nearly 24 hours per day.
Well, that's not
she
good.
Added that she would get psychic headaches, but if she was drawing, playing Tetris, or whatevs, her head would feel at ease. On the 22nd, in response to Hasbro advertising a new line of products inspired by the My Little Pony themed cartoon series Pony Life, Chris angrily rejected it, reminding the company of supposed protests which took place due to Hasbro's refusal to continue the series Friendship is Magic, illustrated in a series of custom-made Twilight Sparkle's secret chipfake folder cards. Later on, in response to Art of Sonic dressed as a girl, Chris felt inspired in embracing alternate dimension forms of characters, and so tagged Project SNT and prompted her to redesign the female Sonic and an alternate form of Sonic's love interest, Amy Rose. Courtney did not respond. Also on February 22nd, in response to a Twitter video of a user's little brother expressing his distress at hearing his parents having intercourse, Chris confessed to her own similar experience from his youth. I can top that. Easy. In my youth, I would run to wake up my mom and dad on some mornings. My dad slept with only a t-shirt on, no shorts or briefs at all.
Oh God.
I saw his penis. It grossed me out, left me quite trauma. Hearing sex or seeing their privates at a young age, which... Kristen helped clarify that her closing question was supposed to convey, which is worse to you at the young age. Another Twitter user wrote that she was not helping the situation after conceivably revealing too much personal information.
That is too much, yeah.
Christine wrote back,
That is not something you should put out there.
I'm just telling the truth. I hear and see worse shit from you haters. At this point, I'd rather look back in that memory than PTSD over y'all's hate-filled content. Krakow. Chris then returned the next day to elaborate further on the topic. I have more to vent about in addition to the hater responses, and I'm likely to get more Chris, stop assumptions and/or more mislabels from the lot of y'all. But I have lots to tell you all off about. Mainly, if you all never wanted me to be like this,
I'm here,
then
y'all are
should
there.
have never ever tried to dupe me into totally revealing myself right into your freaking faces. Go ahead, put up a Kimmy, cake fart, or whatever offensive .gif you want in the comments. It only proves my point. I have suffered over the years from not only the torment of my past loneliness and feeling lost and naive, but also from the freaking stunts you hating lot blackmailed, conned, and duped me into personally video recording and even the NSFW drawings, period, and actually doing. Dare I mention the lost second medallion and its fate? Suffice to say that and all of the context before it was very painful to me. Out of everything from 2007 to 2018, counting Idea Guy and Boyd, I have needlessly suffered from y'all's playwriting and fan-fictioning me over the time, and then some. Too many of you all went ahead and tried to porn star me into further shame and defamation. For the lulz! I know this from having seen and heard the post-phone call footage from the likes of Liquid Chris, Clyde Cash, and the rest of you nefarious lot. And another thing, yes, I will admit I was sexually active. You all turned me off of sex long before I even thought of coming out as trans in 14. I'm going to say it now. I hated sex for years because of you lot. The only ones who were
Seems
able
like
to
you
put
just
it back
desperately
into anything
wanted it.
positive after Idea Guy was long gone were my loves, who I am very happily married to. And I absolutely refuse to do anything NSFW in recorded actions and drawings, period. I ask you lot of the past 13 years or so, were all those nosebleed, tissue wasting, essence losing, lulz moments truly worth it now? The loss of any sex drive and PTSD creating suffering in one individual, worse than any porn star ever having to suffer. For your giggles and Jack, was it worth it? Really? And with all of that, and then some, I feel I have every right to speak as I will, especially in being supportive for others who have suffered, regardless of age and situation, or whatever context. I have created, and I was created infinite times more. I literally am the OC of OCs, and as I have said, the bigger battles are coming very soon. Go ahead, say I'm delusional, because I am not. You all should have a look at my well-kept magic and healing stone collection, and my mentally and calmness expressed as much as possible while I read the second half of SNT versus Sonichu. I meditated and drank water on the rocks. I have always been very much grounded. So everything I have experienced and seen in and from C-197 and other dimensions are very much real and true, as well as the things I have seen and foreseen with Magi-chan and everyone else. You hater lot are going down in all of the coming and pending events taking place and having been going on and so forth. Again, was my suffering worth your lulz? I will help in being a savior with the other deities and general populations, regardless, because I still genuinely care for the good individuals that make up the majority of these two Earths. On February 24th, Christine wished herself a happy 38th birthday on Twitter, both in Spanish and English, and also extended her wishes to everyone who shared their birthday with her own. Later on, Dylan Thomas released a new YouTube video discussing Chris's old concept of commemorating his birth date with the Christian Love Day holiday. Chris preemptively dismissed the video as insulting over Twitter. 3 days later, Jacob Sockness tweeted at Chris with the offer of making an egregore of her mother, Barbara, or a non-physical entity that arises from the collective thoughts of a group of people. But it would require a realistic, life-sized sex doll built around an actual human skeleton, which would host the egregore of Barbara, whose cremated ashes were needed for the ritual. Sockness claimed that he had used this method with his own mother's remains to create the protective spirit, Autismo. Also on that day, a tattoo artist in Germany tattooed Sonichu onto an Australian woman's leg. The parlor then shared the finished work on the image-based social media platform Instagram, which was then later found and shared by Null, the administrator of the QB Farms. On February 29th, Christine revealed that she had played her first ever game of Dungeons & Dragons with an undisclosed group of local friends, looking forward to expanding her knowledge and experience, lamenting to the End Games for losing their chance to mentor her. Also on the last day of February, Sleepy, a military simulation YouTuber and friend of YouTuber Kopitz, released a short trailer for his YouTube channel, which featured a short clip set in the McDonald's, wherein Chris attempts to telekinetically move an amethyst stone in her hand, as Sleepy and Kopitz watch on.
Moving slightly.
Oh.
I'm gonna get to move.
The music.
And wide panning of his involvement with Christine, Sleepy took down the video and then re-uploaded the channel trailer a few days later with Chris's portion excluded. The YouTuber later confessed to still be continuing with plans to make more content featuring Christine, but as of yet, nothing has materialized. Kopitz himself also soon after said over Discord that he had filmed another video with Chris while visiting a zoo, but they had lost some of the audio recordings and so decided against uploading the video entirely. On March 6th, Sonic Rebuilt, a multi-creator project organized by YouTube channel 3GI, aiming to recreate the 1996 original video animation Sonic the Hedgehog, was published. It featured a scene illustrated by Christine early on in the video, which was animated and edited by a third party.
Zap to the extreme!
During the segment, Sonic transforms into Sonichu.
Oh, Sonic, thank you!
Over on Twitter, Chris shared an unused panel depicting Sonic character Tails being rescued by Sonichu, calling him Soniku, the more direct transliteration from the Japanese spelling of Sonic's name, with Chris alleging that there was a pun contained within the dialogue. Users on the QB Farms quickly demonstrated how Chris possibly traced, or at least heavily referenced all her illustrations from the original animation. On March 8th, while watching part 31 of the Chris Chan A Comprehensive History YouTube series by Gino Samuel 2.1, Christine shared a single subtitled frame from the video, featuring Christian in 2010, mockingly imitating his past trolls Liquid Chris and Alec Benson Leary, reflecting on that moment. This part, starting from 1630, I forgot I made this video. It was so stupid. It is genuinely hilarious. Rolling on the floor crying emoji. I guess it was in the high energetic, loud voice I used that day to imitate Liquid Chris. ALOL. Yomosexual. Get ready for a meme of that word. The next day, it was revealed that organizers of Sequestria Fest, a My Little Pony themed convention, had preemptively put Christine on their list of individuals that were banned from attending the event. Around mid-March, QB Farms user Duff, who had previously contacted Chris's financial contributor and fan, Ali Hirschberg, received an email from him in which Ali proclaims that he would not stop giving money to Christine, regardless of how she spent it, remaining a devoted and genuine supporter who supported her beliefs of a dimensional merge. Hirschberg continued to write that he had loved Jacob Sockness, but he had his heart broken. Ali explained that Chris would never become homeless because he would live together with her after moving to the US from the UK, seeing Christine as a friend and older sister whom he would protect. It was also at around this time that another British enabler had sent his aunt, who worked for Greene County Social Services, to check up on the Chandlers and offer her assistance, mainly with cleaning up the house and offering them fresh food. But the Chandlers did not open the door for her. In response to the enabler's seemingly increasing influence over Christine, Jacob Sockness sent to his email address a photo of his shit, in addition to other bothersome mail.
Oh God.
After struggling with depression and other mental issues, the enabler committed suicide some months later.
Today I'd like to provide an update to the American people on several decisive new actions we're taking in our very vigilant effort to combat and ultimately defeat the coronavirus.
On March 13th, as the new potentially deadly coronavirus, officially declared as COVID-19, continued to spread across the world. US President Donald Trump declared the coronavirus pandemic a national emergency, and in addition to restrictions already enacted, such as the closing of the national border to foreign nationals, more preventative measures were set to take place throughout the country. On March 18th, organizers of the My Little Pony convention, BabsCon, which Chris was set to attend, regretfully announced that they had to cancel the event due to the pandemic, and pledged to host the next convention in April 2021. This announcement pissed off Christine. The Twitter account for the official MLP convention, BronyCon, then expressed their love and support to all who were affected by the cancellation. Chris, in response, asked BronyCon to host another convention in lieu of BabsCon. Soon afterwards, she posted a series of tweets reflecting on the social panic caused by the virus. Okay, get ready for another light rant from me. I am not fond of how overworked everyone is getting over this coronavirus. This really pisses me off. Sigh. Now, for my 2 cents on the matter. I had been aware of this virus since I had foreseen this event, and then finding the confirmation of its conception last January in mid-eastern China. I refused to overthink the topic or the virus at all, so I remained oblivious to any discussion or details on the virus at all, and continued to keep my healthy habits of soap and water hand washing, always having and using hand sanitizer with aloe when needed, and even recently started wearing a 3M brand mask for precaution. I am confirmed to be
So this is where we are as far as the current timeline
myself
matches
from
up.
recent blood work with my family doctor. The bottom line is that this viral event is actually a better step in our own developments and evolution, as well as a deity-level test to sort out the weak from the moderate and strong of mental and soulful intervals, and nothing else. The fact that we actually have a vaccine being tested now shows that this epidemic will be over with within 1 week or two, and everyone will have adjusted from the knowledge that had been scientifically gathered of this thing. Everyone mainly is just paranoid of this, which they do not fully know or comprehend, and hardly ever thought to take what they had learned from the past similar epidemic and apply it to now, to actually play it smart and wise. I do not even know of the symptoms. Because, again, if I literally overthought about it, I would be at greater risk of infecting myself from reading and repeating the list in my mind. It's neurotypical and idiotic for anyone to do that and overthink it. Sigh, but I digress.
When I
A lot of
digress,
people can get
tubes.
so overworked and recklessly paranoid and stressed over such simple and obvious things to the point of individual social isolation that puts a delay to too many things. I feel pissed off seeing everyone going that far. It's simply crazy and stupid. The only positive out of it is the further reminder for everyone in general to simply wash their hands and keep clean habits as often as possible. The greater factor for a happy, healthy life is maintaining a positive, optimistic outlook for yourself on life and counting your individual blessings. I do this every day, so should you. Hatred and darkness only sends one downhill. Lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emojis. It was also on that day that Christine's 2 debt repayment cases were continued until May 20th. 2 days later, Chris listed a new Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic folder card expansion deck featuring the art and lore from Righteous for Quick. In addition, she notified her followers that in order to financially help the artists that were set to sell their merchandise in booths at the BabsCon convention, she would sign a physical copy of every one of her Sonichu comic books and every pack of expansion decks, and would sell them on her online store. She stated that all the profits were to be divided amongst the affected artists, and in the meantime shared a spreadsheet containing a list of all artists and their contact details so people could support them themselves, closing her tweet thread with kind thoughts and prayers to all artists and vendors that were struggling during the pandemic, wishing for everyone to keep clean and wash their hands. She later wrote that as herself and other vendors were selling older sets of Twilight Sparkle's Secret Chipfic folder cards, fans were free to play the game online, but promoted playing in person with one's friends and family as the optimal way. when a Twitter user criticized her for neglecting the importance of social distancing or the newly introduced concept of keeping oneself at an extended distance away from others to prevent further transmission of the virus. Christine wrote that she was not fond of social distancing, declaring herself more old-fashioned, like MLP creator Dr. Wolf and many other individuals across all Earths. On March 22nd, Chris went to Twitter to not only remind her readers to wash their hands, but also drink water. She listed bottled water infused with quartz, rose quartz, or amethyst contained within as a good option, and a way to drink water on the rocks, showcasing her own water bottles. Her $80 glass brand water bottle had originally come with one built-in amethyst stone, but Chris had added another stone and tied the two together with aluminum wire. On March 24th, she became a $5 tier patron for comic artist Ben Saint, wishing to read the more recent panels of his Slime and Punishment webcomic, before being notified by Saint that the comic would only be visible to those on the $10 tier. On the 26th, she celebrated the 2-year anniversary since her supposed polyamorous marriage to Magichan Sonichu, Crizel Rosechu, Sylvana Rosechu, and Mewtwo, wishing for many more adventures and simpler times. On March 28th, Chris returned to her Magichan Sonichu Twitter account to write as Magichan, explaining that in his home dimension of C-197 and all neighboring dimensions, the virus had been dealt with a few weeks prior, writing that the pandemic was needed to happen for the dimensional merge to take place, so populations of both dimensions could be cured and the air of chaos could be cleared. On the final day of the month, Chris posted in one of the Discord servers she was in a selection of photos of her so-called magic rocks, lined up on her windowsill in order to get a week's worth of solar charging, plus a single night of moonlight. She also displayed her near-empty sack of stones hanging from the ceiling, along with a black mirror with occult design, influenced by Jacob Sockness's occult practices. By the end of March, Christine's Patreon page experienced a loss of nearly 40% in earnings on the month previous, now totaling at $120 per month, contributed by 10 remaining patrons. Meanwhile, she had spent over $100 on eBay purchasing video games and game-related merchandise. At the start of April, Christine changed her Discord profile name to Sonichu982 and changed her avatar to a Twilight Sparkles secret chipfic folder card depicting Sonichu. On April 5th, she refollowed Sockness's Twitter account. On April 10th, after a 4-day break in online activity, Chris livestreamed herself on YouTube, reacting to the first installment of the MLP-themed animated YouTube series Red vs. Blue, created by noted brony analysts Dr. Wolf and other members of his TF2 analysis series, wherein the analyst's own pony characters roleplay as classes of the game Team Fortress 2, in a scenario inspired by the long-running web series Red vs. Blue, based on the Halo series of games. The animated video premiered on YouTube at a set time, so Chris started her stream sometime in advance, before reacting to it as it premiered.
Hey everybody, this is First Chance Sonichu coming to you live from home. In a little bit we will be streaming another lovely video. This is a reaction video to Red vs. Blue Part 1. So I hope y'all are as excited as I am to be checking this out. And if you're not watching, if you're obviously I don't have video on video opportunity or options right now. You're just gonna see me. And I have Rosie right here, Rosie Rosechu right here sitting next to me. I'll imagine Chan sitting right here. Hey man, hey Abby. Y'all get to see live reactions. Note that I have previously seen this on BronyCon months ago, but pretty much forgot. Hey, I'm recording! Not right now, Barbara. Sorry, I don't like being interrupted. Especially since this is the beginning! This is fun! I've done a live video stream! Yay!
Oh, you're gonna try to pull that card, huh? Well, you know what I could say to your little boss status? It can kiss my...
Enough! Moses, please calm down.
Hi, Finn!
Definitely an old cartoon.
It's not like something's gonna magically appear in the next 10 seconds. Stop!
Just there!
I got this giant order for half a dozen pizzas back in the shop, and I didn't realize they wanted gluten-free dough! They don't even have an allergy, they're just that pretentiously trendy!
Waka waka!
What convenient pizza party later? Dog dogs!
Thank you kindly, everybody, for being so prompt.
Also
Oh,
on
shit.
April 10th, Project S&T celebrated her birthday, posting several tweets about her activities, with Chris posting replies to each one, but failing to get a response from the artist. A few days later, a creator focused on the Nintendo game Animal Crossing New Horizons posted on Twitter of a new custom addition to their in-game world, a new resident modeled after Christine Weston Chandler. Though she was not involved with the making of the character at all, Chris approved of the design and concept, adding that she unfortunately did not possess a copy of the game. On the 13th, she posted her old bag, which she used for over half a decade, for sale on eBay for $30, which also featured a custom-made outside pocket, fashioned out of duct tape. She also listed her complete set of signed Sonichu comics for $300, noting that 70% of the profits would go to the artists affected by the cancellation of the BabsCon convention. On April 15th, Sonichu, allegedly while in possession of Christine's body, posted about current happenings on Twitter. Sonichu: Hey everyone, this is Sonichu, the one and only prime of the species, and I have a few things to tell you all right now. Firstly and mainly, Mama, your Christian Sonichu of this dimension 1218, and I had swapped bodies in the morning hours of March 31st, 2020. It has been a crazy ride being in this part human body of hers. Anyway, Mama successfully attended BabsCon in C197 the past weekend and had a good time with some of her friends from 1218, as well as everyone else there in attendance, including Dr. Wolf and his friends. Now, here's the fun part. I will have arrived to her there with her body, and we will swap back then and there. Long story short, near future me enters C197 with this body, time travels back to that day in California, and makes the delivery. The event has not happened yet. So, things to note. Until the matter happens and resolves, to make this come full circle and sense-making, I'm stuck in this body, and I can't be close to Mama, or my own original body, as that is occupied by my future self. And importantly, Mama is literally in her. Better state of powers and abilities in C197, working with Magi-chan to get her body used to what she does on a daily through her projected soul alone. She is now, literally, in the position to fully and actively take and answer your prayers, as the goddess that she is. Oh, Christian. Meanwhile, I will be here with Rosie, Sylvana, and everyone else still here at this temple, pretty much body-sitting and watching/waiting for the fated clues and cues to follow in this mess, until when I am able to come full circle with it to clear it up in this Alpha timeline. That will basically cover it for now. Pray to our deities, including Christian Sonichu. This is the time, people. Stay safe. I'll zap y'all later. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt emojis. The next day, the alleged Sonichu took a free online IQ test and found that he was gifted, earning a score of 135. On April 17th, Chris as Sonichu shared the development of a new game based on the TV sitcom Seinfeld, which was spiritually the addition of an additional season after the conclusion of the show. Sonichu then asked the star, Jerry Seinfeld, if he ever considered making a new season. One of Chris's followers replied, asking in complaint why he began every new tweet with Sonichu : The purported Sonichu explained that it was because he, Sonichu, not Chris-chan, was speaking, while Chris was literally and fully in Dimension C197. He also felt it necessary to remind people of the new arrangement in the case any of Chris's followers were not aware of Sonichu's possession. The following day, Sonichu explained in a lengthy tweet thread that in Dimension C197, they were affected by the same strain of COVID-19 as on 1218, but they were able to beat it due to the population consisting of powerful original characters. The cure was found contained in Blake Sonichu's body, and its potency was amplified by the addition of concentrated lightning generated by the combination of a
lightning bolt
runestone found in the state of Montana, lightning strike quartz from Washington, and some sugar. With these ingredients, the cure was tested and multiplied by biological scientists and medical doctors and spread to everyone within a day. As COVID-19 brought about a need for social distancing, mass travel restrictions, and closings of establishments, it is conceivable that Christine used the concept of a body switch scenario to further engross herself in an escapist fantasy, one in which she managed to attend the long-awaited BabsCon in an alternate timeline. As it has happened before, negative outside influences only encouraged a deeper retreat into fantasy that Chris was now less likely than ever to let go.
There you have it. We got through 3 of them today. So I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll be back again later tonight to try and get closer to the ghoul. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. See you then.